On the night he introduced me to the world as his empress, his dead wife walked into the hall. She looked at our son in my arms and smiled. "Thank you for being my surrogate," she said. "This is the story of how we got here. If you want to see how a queen is forged in blood and betrayal, subscribe and hit the notification bell. You do not want to miss a single chapter." To possess her, the Mafia King shared her agony. But the pain did not make her his slave. It forged her into his equal. Their violent romance had only just begun, but an old war was about to tear their new world apart.
The penthouse is a war zone. The sterile glass and chrome are scarred by bullet holes and scorch marks, the air thick with the metallic tang of blood and ozone. The Yakuza attack was a tsunami of violence, swift and personal. Ji-won, a photorealistic, handsome Korean man in his early 30s, leans against a shattered server rack. His flawlessly tailored dark Tom Ford suit is torn at the shoulder, a deep gash bleeding steadily through the fine fabric on his side. He is weakened, his breathing labored, but his intense monolith eyes are still chips of ice. Aaliyah stands over him, a human shield, the ancient power within her a low, crackling hum that makes the air feel heavy. She is still Aaliyah, a beautiful black woman in her early 20s, her simple waitress uniform a tattered relic of a life that burned down an hour ago. Her eyes are not afraid. They are filled with a chilling, predatory focus. Rumi, the tech specialist with the vibrant K-pop aesthetic, scrambles out from behind a bar, her face pale with terror and a fanatic's fury. She sees only one thing, the chaotic anomaly that has brought this destruction upon her master. Her loyalty is absolute, a programmed directive. "She's the cause," Rumi screams, her voice cracking with hysteria. She raises a kinetic neutralizer, a sleek piece of tech designed to shut down rogue energy signatures. "The system is unstable because of her. I have to stop her." She lunges, not at the memory of the dead Yakuza soldiers, but at Aaliyah. Jae-won moves with the impossible speed of a striking cobra. There is no debate, no hesitation. In his kingdom, betrayal is the only sin with a mandatory death sentence. A single silent, brutally efficient motion, and Rumi crumples to the floor, her dynamic expression frozen in a mask of shocked disbelief. The penthouse falls into a ringing silence, broken only by his harsh breathing. He straightens up, ignoring the pain in his side, and retrieves a ceremonial tanto blade from a hidden panel in the wall. He does not look at Rumi's face. He kneels and gathers her single thick, floor-length braid of electric purple hair. With one clean, practiced slice, he severs it from her head. He rises and holds the braid out to Aaliyah. It feels impossibly heavy in the tense air, a grotesque, bloody trophy. "In my kingdom, there can be only one queen," he says, his gaze locking onto hers, demanding an answer. The choice he offers is absolute, a moral point of no return. Accept this bloody crown and become a monster steeped in his world of violence. Or refuse and become the next body he steps over. A whisper, ancient and cold, echoes in her soul, a chilling verse from the goddess within, not a comfort, but a command. A crown of silk, a crown of lies, wear the ruin, claim the prize. Drink the poison, learn the art, or let the darkness tear your heart. Aaliyah reaches out and takes the braid. Her hands do not tremble. In that moment, as her fingers close around the macabre symbol of her new station, the vulnerable waitress dies forever, and a queen accepts her brutal, irreversible coronation. That night, in the ruins of his penthouse kingdom, the lines between passion and war, love and ownership are incinerated. They forge a new, terrifying alliance in a storm of conflicting wills and raw power. In that storm, their son is conceived. Aaliyah's transformation is swift and total. She sheds the skin of the waitress and embraces her new role. Her hair, once simple, is now styled in a long, thick purple braid, a constant, defiant reminder of the price of her throne. She is no longer Aaliyah. But Jaewon's paranoia is a beast that is never full. He sees her growing strength, the way his men look at her with a new kind of fear and awe, and he needs to know, absolutely, where her loyalty lies when the chips are down. He devises the final, cruelest test. He sends her away to a remote, isolated estate on Jeju Island, a gilded cage of breathtaking beauty. With them, he sends his greatest secret, a silent, watchful 7-year-old boy with his father's intense eyes, his son from a life he has erased from all records. To complete the trap, Jaewon feigns near-total blindness, a lingering neurological effect from his wound, rendering himself helpless and dependent. He wants to see what she will do with his legacy, his heir, when she believes he is a broken, useless man. The trap is perfect, a crucible for her soul. But his enemies are faster and smarter than he anticipated. They see her isolation not as a test, but as the perfect opportunity to strike at his heart. To save her, to save both his sons, Jaewon initiates his most desperate gambit. He publicly denounces her. In an encrypted broadcast message to the entire underworld, he calls her a witch, a parasite who fed on his weakness, his greatest mistake. He exiles her, pregnant and alone, stripping her of all titles and protection, declaring her an enemy of his empire. It is a masterful, soul-crushing performance of betrayal, designed to make his enemies believe she is worthless to him. For Aaliyah, it is a fall from a throne she never wanted, straight back into the abyss she thought she had escaped. She is once again an outcast, hunted, and carrying the child of the man who just fed her to the wolves. The cycle of his manipulations dragged on, leaving her in utter, crushing despair. 8 months later, the sweltering, vibrant heat of Lagos, Nigeria, is a world away from the cold steel and neon of Seoul. Aaliyah is not hiding, she is ruling. In a fortified, sprawling compound that overlooks the Atlantic, surrounded by loyal followers who see the living goddess in her, she has built her own small, thriving empire. She is a queen who earned her crown not through a man's blood, but through her own innate power and force of will. One evening, a black, unmarked hypersonic jet lands on her private airstrip. Jaewon emerges. He has won his war. He has systematically eradicated the Yakuza from the face of the earth, and his aura of control is colder, more absolute, and more terrifying than ever. He has come for his heir. He walks into her open-air court, expecting to find a broken, bitter woman he can easily reclaim. He finds a queen, equal in every way, who does not even stand to greet him. The tension is a physical force, a pressure that makes the air shimmer. He makes his offer, a demand for his son, disguised as a negotiation. She laughs in his face. Cornered, outplayed in a game he did not even know he was losing, he finally reveals the truth, or what he claims is the truth. His blindness was a lie, a test of her character which she passed with terrifying colors. Her exile was not a betrayal, but a desperate, brutal strategy to save her life and the life of their unborn child from an enemy that was already inside his walls. I gave them a target they would believe, he says, his voice a low, chilling monotone. I made you seem worthless to protect my most valuable asset. For a moment, it seems like the truth, a twisted, monstrous kind of logic that makes sense in his violent world. It is a key that could unlock her cage of hatred. But Aaliyah has learned from the master of lies. She looks at this man who broke her to save her, and she understands that this truth is just another move in a game she is now forced to play on his level. The revelation is not a comfort. It is a new, more complex trap. In his world, Aaliyah understands. Cruelty is a form of love, and betrayal is the ultimate tool for protection. She agrees to return to Seoul, but the terms of surrender are hers. She will not be his property, his asset, or his secret. She will be the empress, the mother of the heir apparent, a co-ruler of his global empire, her power acknowledged and respected in every shadow and boardroom. He agrees. It is a victory, but it tastes like ash and blood. Her triumph is not in forgiving him, but in forcing a king who bows to no one to finally acknowledge his queen. The price was her heart. The grand hall of the Aura Grand Hotel is a sea of black ties and glittering diamonds, filled with the most powerful and dangerous people in Asia. Jae-won, looking every bit the photorealistic, handsome Korean man in his dark Tom Ford suit, stands on a dais. Beside him stands the new Aaliyah. She is a vision of regal power. Her long, thick braid is a river of rich, royal purple. Her symmetrical face is calm and confident, her dark skin glowing under the lights. A fitted dress of shimmering silver sequins molds to her body, a K-pop glam aesthetic repurposed for an empress. In her arms, she holds their infant son. Jae-won raises a glass of champagne. "I present to you my son and my empress," he announces, his voice ringing with absolute unchallengeable authority. "The future of our legacy." At that exact moment, the grand doors at the back of the hall swing open with a silent, dramatic flourish. A woman walks in, a ghost from a forgotten grave. It is Min-so, his wife, the one who supposedly died in a fiery car crash years ago. She glides through this silent, parting crowd, her steps perfectly measured. She stops before the dais. She looks not at Jae-won, but at the baby in Aaliyah's arms, and a cold, perfect reptilian smile spreads across her face. This is the moment, the final hook. On the night he introduced me to the world as his empress, his dead wife walked into the hall. She looked at our son in my arms and smiled. "Thank you for being my surrogate," she said. And behind her, dozens of guests, waiters, and guards slowly raised their weapons, every single one aimed directly at a stunned, uncomprehending Jae-won.
What would you do if you were in Aaliyah's shoes? Would you fight for the man who broke you, or for the throne you've earned? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Loved the intensity between them? This is where their story is now. Click on our playlist to go back to day one and see the moment it all started. And don't forget to like and share this story with anyone who knows that sometimes the greatest love stories are also the most brutal wars.